morning. Welcome to Fallawsophy. I'm your host, Jennifer Fallaw-Doering. And today we've got some Jentel that I did yesterday. We'll go over that again. So it's on this show. And then we're going to take some questions from the audience. Good morning, everyone. Got a lot of people in the audience today. Okay. Let's see. All right. So yesterday did the weekly Jentel interdimensional meditation for 11/11/24. Location is the library. The library is located, I believe, on the 6th level of heaven. But the library, when I first started going to the library, see, I have this house in meditation on the 6th level of heaven. And when I started going to the library, the house has all these different rooms, and every room has a purpose. We've got the healing room, we've got the viewing room, we've got all kinds of rooms, and one of them is the library. And when I first started going to the library, it was very interesting because it looked like the vibration there was very high. So I don't know if this house is just something I created and then I enter into different rooms and different places. In the beginning, I thought I was creating all these rooms. Like, wow, how creative am I? I mean, this library, it's a giant stained glass window that is Blessed Mother, and floor to ceiling, cherry bookshelves with all kinds of books and scrolls and everything in it, and a desk and a conference table and fireplaces and all kinds of stuff, And I didn't really, just assumed I just okay, let's have a library. And I created it. And then one time I went in there and all the archangels were already there except for Michael. And then Michael came through the door. And I'm looking at him like, huh? I mean, how creative am I? Do you like it? Do you like the library? And he goes, I've always loved this room. So I don't really know where the library is, but I go there when it's something serious and when I really need counsel, I really need answers. So that's where I went. And I met with Jesus, Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael, and Haniel, and they were seated at this conference table. Jesus at the end, me at the other end, and the others around. All right, so Jentel, 11/11/24, RV News. The current goal for notifications is 5 days. This was given to me yesterday. So we're looking about Friday, Saturday. There is some kind of governing board in Iraq that has been given the go and told to get it done. The street rate will change and be posted. It's in their hands now, and they have 5 days to get it done. If they do not, they will receive another call from Trump. So basically, Trump called him and has been calling all the different countries and the leaders, just trying to prepare for his administration and the announcement and the rollout of Nasara Jasara. They will not call it that. I've always said that. But that's what's going on right now. The RV is part of that and needs to happen to pull in the instruments of debt so everything is ready to go to gold-backed currency. And said that's what Trump has been. I asked them then what Trump was doing since winning the election, and he said calling world leaders and making arrangements for the release of Nasara Jasara. He has a list of planned events to take place. There's movement all over the world to prepare. Some of these world leaders knew that he would win and were waiting for this time. So some of them are in the know, some of them are not. So clearly, some of them part of the alliance. So that's the news you're going to see right now. Is him appointing people to positions, him making phone calls to other countries, videos and information coming out on what he plans to do once he gets into office. And the Democrats are panicking. Coming in the news. This was on Monday morning. Landslides or avalanche caused by underground charges. That is what I got. That it came. Now, I could be off on my interpretation of this. There's already news that came out that there was a big landslide caused by an earthquake. I could have misinterpreted that. That could have been what he was talking about. But directly after that, the next bullet point for coming in the news is attempts to bury servers. So what we also have going on right now is a whole bunch of panicking by, the cabal and all of its players and everybody and all their dirty deeds over the years. They're running around trying to cover it up because Trump's coming. Okay? So there's a whole lot of news out there. Just keep your eyes open, look for it, and let it be confirmation for you that this is happening and that we're moving towards this. And before you know it, we're going to get involved with the holidays. I do believe the RV is supposed to happen before that. We're going to get involved in the holidays, doing our own thing, and before you know it, he'll be in. Okay? I did get in previous Jentel that they would confirm him as president, and the inauguration would happen. Okay? They're not going to do all this work and not let that happen. So they've got everybody, they've got the dirt on everybody. All right? And this is the time when you're going to start seeing rats jumping ship. Widespread panic from the Dems, the Democratic Party, about Trump policies. We're also seeing that, how they're going to start flooding the news and wherever they can and tell people why his policies are just terrible. And oh my God, well, how dare you do that? And so what's happening is there's more protests being organized. And that's the Jentel for this week. Okay, I don't even know if I have a Q&A banner. There you go. Let's do that. All right, first. Back to the. Okay. So the only thought I really had this morning, because I was busy catching up on some work before, I'm booked all day long with readings. Go back, find the video. Somebody posted on Fallawsophy chat on Telegram so I can share it. Go back and watch Trump's first inauguration speech. Because the angels were telling me he told us everything he was going to do back then. Okay? Not in great detail, like we know now, that it's all related to Nasara Jasara. But they said you'll know what he is about to do. This is a man who means what he says and says what he means. He's not going to come out there in his first inauguration speech and not do those things. He's back. And it's going to happen now. So, it's going to be quite the interesting fall and winter. Entertaining for us. I do believe that the RV is going to happen any day now. Okay? We're all trying for you. All right, we're all trying to let you know. And think about this. You guys have been following me for a long time. I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but I'm mostly right. Okay? It's just a matter of time before it comes through. For you personally, on the shows, the only thing that's been off is the timing. Without knowing anything, I came out here and told you the entire structure of the RV and how it would work, and with treasury accounts, and that we would be paid in the gold-backed currency, and it would sit there until such time as that is recognized as legitimate currency. All these things I know nothing about. All right? So, and what happens with me is I put out the Jentel, and then the inside sources, who have inside sources, who know things, come back and say, yes, that's accurate because this is what I received, and this is what I received, okay? You know, through the grapevine, basically. But these are sources that don't communicate with each other. So the only logical explanation as to why the timing has been wrong is that it's been moved many, many times. Either that or they didn't anticipate how long it would take to accomplish this. Either way, we've seen movement, we've got confirmations, we know that this is real, we know that it's moving, and we're at a point right now where they're about to complete all the other tiers and we're ready to go. It appears that the gold-backed currency is ready to go. But you don't just like throw it out on the street and say, oh yeah, there you go. Oh, that's right. There's some gold-backed currency now. No. There needs to be an announcement. You're going to have an in-country RV for all the normies, okay? Our part of the RV is behind the scenes. And nobody's going to know about that other than us or anybody involved, okay? Then they're going to come out. So that's why they have to get this done. These are instruments of debt worldwide that need to be pulled in so that they can put out the new currencies all over the place. And you don't just throw that out into the public without, sufficient warning. Okay, so there'll be announcements. This is what we're going to do. I don't know. I always saw Trump announcing it. Unless it was Grassley. So there could be two different timelines here, two different plans as to when they do that. This timeline thing is interesting. I've been learning a lot about it. With every choice, or depending on the choice, you jump. So think about your life path with all these timelines just interwoven into this big rope, like you would see, just a rope. And as a human being in this lifetime, are we jumping with the choices that we make from timeline to timeline? I think so. Now, if you've got a whole bunch of people working on the same thing that's going to affect humanity, that's a big fat timeline, all right? And if somebody makes a decision along the way that slows down everybody else's decisions or moves it, the timeline changes, all right? The plan changes. You can't have a plan to save the world with no room to move. Good news is, this is where we are. We're all here, most of us, and we pretty much made it, okay? Let everything else that went before go. There's absolutely nothing you can do about that now. I've never understood people other than just getting it out and working through the emotions of it, never understood it when people sit around and complain and bitch and moan about everything that's gone before now and why it should have been changed or why you can't change it. All you can do is create from here forward. Some of this is a big worldwide transition, and we are spectators. We are waiting. Don't have a lot of power in it. Okay? It's going to go when it goes. But everything's lining up to say that that is very soon or that it is imminent. All right. So I've always kind of been that person, address people's feelings and yes, and try to explain why things happened the way they did in readings or in, counsel. But the truth of the matter is, the moment when I started this show, that's absolutely gone. It's gone. We've got nothing but right now and the next moment. You choose on how you're going to spend that. Do you want to spend that time grieving? You want to spend that time mad, angry, upsetting everybody around you? If you need some time to get it out, go and do that. That's just not productive. I mean, all we have is right now and where we're going. And we can choose in every moment to make that within reason what you would like it to be, especially how you conduct yourself and how you feel about things. So, this entire plan is moved. It had to be that way. There are major things that, yes, have to happen and had to happen, but we're at a point in time right now where a lot of the work has been done, and we're basically just Trump, the alliance, everybody is basically just doing everything they need to do at the end for the announcements and the rollouts and have everybody in their places. Okay? After they announce whatever they're going to call it, this Nasara Jasara, then you'll see a very long rollout. There'll be initial, of course, the financial will be first. That switch, okay? But then we're going to have years of going through the medical, the pharmaceutical, taxes. I mean, just so many areas of our lives that keep us in slavery, basically. And Trump told us in the beginning he's going to give the choice and freedom back to the people in so many words. And that's what's happening. That's going to take a long time. And that will be rolled out in a way that the public understands and has time to learn about. Especially people that work in those industries and need to know things. So that's going to begin the rollout. Okay. The RV part of it, I always saw, and correct me if I'm wrong, but our RV window is when other countries revalue their currency and our fiat dollar is still at a low value. Whether it's behind the scenes or not, it doesn't really have to be public. For some reason, we're waiting on Iraq to post a rate again. So I don't understand the whole situation, but according to what I do understand and what makes sense to me is that we would have this RV window. Okay, this is your one-time opportunity, and everybody wants to do it. Countries, exchange centers, banks, everybody's on board. Individuals, groups, bondholders, everybody. Because everybody's going to make a lot of money. How are you going to make a lot of money? If our currency goes to gold first, we're making money on the difference between foreign currency bonds and our current fiat dollar. It has to happen first. Okay? That's just what I think. I mean, I could be totally ignorant and wrong. It's been known to happen. But that's what I think. So that's what I see happening now. Yeah, and they're all messing around. I mean, why aren't all the votes in yet? And let me ask you something. When you went to vote, maybe I don't understand this either. You know, I've been a little distracted lately. But when I went to vote, which pissed me off because Kamala was first on the ballot, and then I had to go, and then all these people, and then Trump's like second to last or third to last on the list of presidential candidates. But I voted for everything on the same ballot. Now, if you have the results of the presidency in, why don't you have the results for all the House seats and all the and everything else if it was all on the same ballot? How can you count those and not the others? Anyone? Am I missing something? So either we don't have all the presidential votes in. How can you call a state? I mean, without having all the votes in. How easy is that to manipulate? Okay, well let's calculate all the prominent blue areas and just leave these red areas over here, and we'll hold that off for a week or so. We need a count of every vote. So I don't know which side's going to push for this. I don't know. What I get is that the Dems want to say they're holding back information. So we don't, and Donald Trump's not going to be, what was it, like 76 million votes? He's not happy with that. Are you kidding? He's not going to be happy with that. His vote is much higher. All the votes, the legitimate votes, should have been in already for all of these seats. They're still trying to steal it. And I think if they call for a recount, which is, how about a first count? Can we get the first count in before we call for a recount? So I don't know which side is asking for this, but I feel that coming. Okay, why is no one? It's been a week. Why is no one saying that? And they do this to fool the public. Okay, well, we have the presidential votes in. We don't know about the seats. We don't know about. It's all on the same freaking ballot. Okay, somebody explain that to me if I'm ignorant on the subject. But common sense would say that it should have been. It's all counted, and they're just suppressing information like they always do to confuse the public and to try to steal it whatever way they can. That's right, Dr. Sarah. The truth will be revealed. I love Dr. Sarah, by the way. She's smart. Smart lady. So we'll get to questions now, but I had nothing to say. And then I started talking and I had a whole bunch to say. That's what happens. So yeah, maybe we could, go out there and say, well, how many ballots did people use to vote? Was it different days? I mean, what the hell? I mean, when I went into the school to vote over here, wasn't that busy? I mean, there were people coming in and out, didn't take very long. You got a small box, you can have people in the back, counting them up. As soon as the box gets full, there's no reason for any of this. Okay? Check my DM. Okay. All right, Gina. Love Gina too. All right. This is my girl. Let me go check and see. Somebody says I got something. That's interesting. I don't think I can say that. But that sounds like it depends on who the customer was, Batman. So we get all this information that the gold currency is coming out, gold backed. But I just don't get that. I mean, I understand people are saying this, but where's the RV window? And you can't just announce tomorrow, hi, our currency has gone to gold. There's a period of time to prepare for something like that. Say, oh, wait, oh, by the way, as of this moment in time, I know you're on your way to lunch, but your money is worthless. Okay. Stop by the bank and stand in a line of like 150 panicked people trying to, I mean, they could say, okay, all of your money is now in gold backed dollars and it's worth more per gold backed dollar. And, I know uh, you don't have as many pieces now. And all the bills that you have that say you need to pay this many pieces, well, you can't do that. So they could do that, and that could be the initial announcement. But there's going to be a freeze on a lot of stuff. You're going to have to prepare the public for that and everybody else. And because, employers, okay, I have employees that are agreed that are paid a certain number of pieces per hour. I have employees that are paid salaries. How do I pay my employees now? And you have to inform the public of that. There has to be some kind of transitionary period. And what I always saw was there a period of time when they do inform the public of that, and everybody, like maybe 3 months, something like that. And at that time, we have two different currencies that can be used. And then we've got a cutoff date. And then you've got your in-country RV. So if gold-backed currency is coming out, I don't know if that is for people who have gone through the RV process or groups or anything like that. It probably is. It's probably behind the scenes and in the accounts and usable money to convert to fiat dollars in your bank account. I don't think I moved very much. Okay. That I don't know. That is good to know. Batman. We've got movement with contracts being paid. All right, let's get to questions. Re-ask, because this is a long stream and of questions here. Just re-ask again. I'll start with this. Yeah, Josh, I think so too. There'd be a transition period from fiat to USTN and then fiat phased out. Now, I always saw that they were going to name it something other than the dollar. Why is that? Why does that make sense? Because all of your contracts for debt are written in dollars. And so if you have, even if it changed the name a little bit, you cannot pay back those contracts or those notes or those debts in anything but the currency that it was written in. that you agreed to pay back. So if anybody comes at you and later says, well, I know you did this, but we're going to write up this new contract, sign this, and agree to say, oh, no, I don't think so. Okay. So even if they call it the gold-backed dollar, if the value of the dollar changes, let's say you're supposed to pay $2,000 for a house payment. All right. $2,000. Okay, well, if it's now called like goldbacks or the gold-backed dollar or something different and a different name, your contract does not say pay me 2,000 gold-backed dollars, because that would be a lot more money. The value is higher. So I do think they'll change the name. Everybody's been floating the USTN. I think that's accurate. Probably call them notes. But as far as the good old fiat dollar, that will be non-existent, and you cannot pay back something you agreed to pay back with currency that no longer exists. Yay. Okay. Okay, don't set me off. All right. I just went through that. We got the 5 days yesterday. Okay, sometime this week, end of week, beginning of next week, it's coming. Okay, there's people saying November 20th. All I can do is get you what I can at any point in time. All the projects you're planning. 2. 2 or better. All right. Janice. Okay. It's coming from back behind the shoulder, leading back to the neck. So something's out of place, something's pinching, there's a nerve that comes around, and there's also a lot of tension back there pulling the shoulder out of place. I'd get a massage and go to the chiropractor. Okay. Oh, that should be fun. Tomorrow, Trump's going to be at the White House. He's going to have the place cleansed again like he did last time, my God. If they really inhabited that place, but I'd do it anyway. Have it blessed again. It's no, I don't think so, because I think unless they try to pull something really drastic, they actually kind of need this time in between now and the inauguration to get all these things lined up, get everything ready and in place. I don't know how to turn these notifications off from Telegram. It's really pissing me off. And that's what I say right now. We're about to get everything that we've been waiting for. And that is true. I mean, we should be very happy right now, and just basically now is the time to watch the show, really. I do get lots of reports of movement in the RV. I'd be very surprised if they were not ready to go by the end of the week with the notifications. All right, Lori. Jennifer. Oh, she's a little nervous. Takes her a little while to get into the swing of things, but yeah, I see her commenting that she likes it. Except for one woman. She doesn't like one. There's always one, though, isn't there? All right, Dr. Sarah, what do you got? Yeah. And that makes sense. You want the entire public panicking and rushing down to the banks? It's going to be chaos. No, you have to handle this kind of thing and give people time to understand what's going on, to make adjustments with their lives, with their businesses, with worldwide. So this is not something that's going to, I mean, the announcement might come quickly, but then you're going to have a period of time where you're informed about it and you learn about it. Let's see. Raising her children? Oh, Christopher. Christopher. Possibility for the other two, but first is Christopher. Okay, that wasn't a good one to click on. Hang on. Housing situation. Large family. Something becomes available, something happens, and you move. Second week of December, I think. It's coming right up. The solution to that problem is coming right up. And I'm hoping it's the RV and you find a nice big giant home. That'd be great. Let's do that. Let's see. Ramiel. I don't even remember if Ramiel. Remember I was doing those meditations with the new team. I'd have to go back and look at my notes in 2022. And then my life turned into like total tornado of uncertainty. But I can't remember. I haven't talked to Ramiel. I don't know. That I don't know. That I would have to look back, find the notes. Most of the time I just stick with Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael, and Haniel. Sometimes Jovial, Chamuel, they come in and out. Not much lately. But there were some new ones that came in that new team. But I haven't been back to learn more from them. Been so involved in this. Patty. Yeah. Because of what you guys want to do, it's going to be kind of like an anchor, you know. It's going to kind of hold you back, something you always have to check in. So I do think you decide to sell it. Yeah, do sell it this time. Mind body system. Christina. Okay. Let's see. If you're consistent with it, it's something you have to be really consistent with. Otherwise, you're not. You're going to get a little bit of results and then it fades away. Okay. I'm not familiar with the system, but that's what I'm getting. I do see a time where you're Doing well on it, yes. All right. It's like some of these I can't, I'm so blind I can't see them until I put them on the screen. And so, well, your son Sam doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Follow your calling. Keep it divine. Keep your intentions true, and you will do well. Jealousy coming from Sam. I don't know what his problem is. And it feels more like, well, how come I have to do, how come I have to do this work I hate and you're going to go off and do something you love? And so he's going to bash it. Don't listen to Sam. He'll find out. Oh, good, Lori. Yay. Don't you ever wait again because you think I'm busy, woman. If you're sick, tell me. You can handle more than you think. Okay. Will he be widowed? Who told you that? Yeah, you're onto something. That's a little bit away. I mean, like I'm like 6 or 7 blocks of time away. So I think those are months. So, but that's coming. Yeah. Whoever picked up that it's a widower, they nailed it. If that was you, good job. Okay. Cindy. You move in 11 months. So it sounds like you stay put for a while, figure out what you want to do, make arrangements, probably find exactly what you want, and then go. Brad, property in Tennessee. So most of that is true. There is a property in Tennessee that he gets. I don't know if it's the one that he wants. Like, well, of course he'll want it, but I don't know if it's the one he's got his eye on right now. Well, James, that's none of our business. This is where I get I get the none of your business stuff from the angels when we start to look into that. So let me see if I can get anything on that. It's a good match, and there's lots of possibility for them to stay together. So that's positive. Doug, medbed. Well, getting a medbed appointment and getting in a medbed is totally different. So let's take a look at when you get in a medbed. I'm around April. From all the answers I'm getting lately, it just seems like we've got major changes and rollouts and everything happening as soon as he's inaugurated, and then we just start to go from there. I've seen business pickup. Excuse me. I don't like taking my allergy pills, so I don't, and so I'm always stuffed up. Every time I take it, I'm like, what is this crap, really? I'm just putting it in myself. I mean, I know it works, but okay. It just seems like all the answers I'm getting about real estate, business picking up, contracts being signed, med appointments, and all this stuff, we're looking at March and on, or February and on. February and on. So 25 is going to be a good year. Thank God, because we've had so many not so good years. Well, that's a good question. Yeah, will they get anything back for not taking the... Yeah. That's kind of complicated to translate. So I do see like big lawsuits, like class action lawsuits or something like that, whatever those are called, or a lot of people come together. But the government does something, passes something that says that if you denied someone employment and the ability to make a living because you required them to take the jab, you owe them back pay. So yes, so the answer is basically yes, but I don't know exactly how that rolls out or what that looks like. Okay. Okay. Michelle, that's something I need to take more time with. Telling you what spots on the lungs are and things like that. I don't really like to do that in this kind of setting. I really would like to have just to be able to focus on that. So that's something we'll have to do in a reading. Everything's on sale right now. Oh, self-promotion. There we go. Let's take a break for that. Pink. Okay, it is gift card season. This is the easiest way, if you go to jenniferfallaw.com, to send a gift to all your lovely family all over the place, and you don't want to spend time at the post office, you don't want to ship things, you don't want to deal with that, things showing up late. You can get a gift card for them if they're open to that kind of thing, and or all your friends online. It is a picture. Once you buy the picture and you send it to them, you are done. Because on the picture, it tells them what to do to redeem and to schedule, whatever it is. Those are on the website now. Yes, you can still get the regular services and schedule them, but I'm out scheduling for regular services to, I think I'm second week of December right now. So, because I got to take Thanksgiving off because I got a lot to do. All right. So, go to jenniferfallaw.com. Now is if you're somebody who gets readings often from me, it's also a very good time to stock up on gift cards. You just turn them in when you want. Okay, here's a gift card I want to schedule. Here's a gift card for a healing. I need a healing on so-and-so or myself or the dog or whatever. Lots of people do that. Now is the time to get them. It is gift card season. And a lot of people do that for the rest of the year, especially if you're somebody who gets readings every other week. If you're going through a certain situation in your life and you need that kind of counsel, go ahead, pick them up. But if you'd like the same scheduled day every week or every month with me, email me about that. And we have to schedule those out so that you get that day. But the problem with turning in a gift card with me, you're just going to have to get on schedule like everybody else. But if you've got a set day that is yours and a time slot, That's why some people do that, because they just, that's the time of the week that they have available. And so I can make you a deal for 6 months or a year. Okay. I can do basically anything I want because, I don't work for anybody except God. So, if you want to make a deal like that with me, you can go to jenniferfallaw.com. My email is all over the website. Just email me and tell me what you want. If you want to get multiple gift cards, just use the love button, which is a donation button, which I prefer, Just do that. Total up the amount, make the donation, and then email me and say, I got this, this, and that. Send me these gift cards, put this on the healing list, schedule that, whatever. Just communicate. So go to jenniferfallaw.com. Just looking for another one. Really? That's interesting. Now, why would they do that? The only other reason I could see that they're going to do that is if the ATMs, let's see, the registers, it's on the registers. Do you suppose that registers would be putting out multiple kinds of currencies? No. Would you be able to go to an ATM? They're really going to stock the ATM with currencies from around the world that you can just go purchase? No. They're going to call it notes. They're going to change the name, and that's why the debt's canceled. I put money on it. Well, I kind of did with the RV, but... All right, am I moving to Florida in the future? What time is it? 10:14. Okay. Look at your picture. I don't really see a move to Florida in the future. There is a move, but I don't think it's Florida. What I'm seeing is somebody in Florida deciding with you to go somewhere else. So if that's what you're asking me, like, am I going to end up with so-and-so in Florida? I don't know, but so just because I say you're not moving to Florida doesn't mean that whatever that is doesn't happen. Migraines is a mystery. Damn it, I did not even do that. All right, there we go. Yeah, I think so. Have her checked for estrogen dominance and possible PCOS. It's not that the PCOS is always present with cysts that you can see. But I tell you what, I used to get migraines when I was younger, before I had kids. Kind of balanced out a little bit after that. But then when I was on the pill, I would get these migraines where I'm driving and all of a sudden I see, it's almost like you look through at the bottom of a swimming pool when the water's choppy and the sun's coming through and it's just like these moving geometric shapes. I'd get this little flashing light. I'm like, crap, I'm getting a blind spell. And that's what my mom called them. That seemed to run in the family. But then it screws up my theory because my grandfather used to always get those too. But there's always a trigger. And I do think it's related to hormones because he got them the most when he got older. Interesting. So when I stopped taking the birth control, the migraines just stopped. I mean, I used to get them when I was, I don't know, probably under 30. Maybe 3 to 5 a month. My girls have migraines. They don't get the flashing spells. They don't get the blind spells, but they have the sensitivity to light, and like, it's bad. It's bad. And it's just so sad. But I do think in her case that is hormone related. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Mary, new car before. Yes. Mary. I got an immediate yes. They need to look better. There is something pinched. Blood flow. I can't even tell you where I'm at. It's somewhere in around the sternum. They need to look for a pinched vein or something. It's circulation. It's either pinched or blocked. I'm getting pinched or collapsed. Oh, darn it. Well, where am I at? Let me look at my schedule. I think I have to start. Yep. A student in 11 minutes. Okay. So, we're good. Yes, we're still waiting. Some things are worth the wait. Okay? Just be happy that we're in this phase now. He will stay president. He will make these changes. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of chaos trying to stop him from doing a bunch of stuff, but I think they have pretty much had the situation handled. If you haven't noticed, everybody seems. Would Trump come out at a time when the enemy is in the Oval Office and start telling you everything he's going to do? If he didn't feel comfortable that those that would attack him for that, other than talking, aren't handled. That's what I'm kind of getting, and not really knowing how to translate that to you. But what I'm seeing is that, wow, he felt comfortable in saying that. And even, our Phil, who does the live streams, whatever you think about him, he felt comfortable enough to come out and tell us his backstory. That hit me when he did that. He knows something. I think we got it handled. Okay, now it's just a rollout. Just waiting our turn for the RV. Pretty sure that most of the other tiers are basically at completion, and there was just kind of like, okay, that's cool, we're good. Just finish up the last of that, get the brokers paid, whatever. Everybody be quiet. Trump's in, he's talking to all the world leaders. Okay, everybody ready for this? Everybody ready to open the curtains and start the show? That's where we're at. So, be happy. I know it's foreign to you now. The happiness and the comfort and the peace. Go ahead and embrace it, because everything's going to be okay. All right? Don't try to ruin it with a bunch of fear. Pretty sure we've won now. And it's just going to be the reveal. All right? Okie dokie. Thank you for joining me today. Got to get going. Lots to do. Busy. And I will see you tomorrow on somebody produced for me. What the hell is that? All right. I will see you tomorrow on something just happened. Okay. Real News Live with Mike and Jen on Rumble tomorrow morning.